Hello everyone, in this video we will check how to write an array of objects. So like in C++, like we can write array of integers, array of characters, array of floating point numbers. Similarly, because class is a user defined type, so you can write array of objects also. So let's check it how to write array of objects. So let's say we have a class name is person, and this class has two private members, name and age. So let's say name is of type string name, and age is of type integer. So there are two private members, and let's say this class has two public functions. So first one is setData, void setData, and this has two variables just to set initial values of name and age. So we define this function setData, this name is equal to name, and similarly this age is equal to age. And another function is just to print these values. So let's say function name is getData, and this will print value for name and age. So cout name is equal to name, and go to the next line, and then age is equal to age, end line. Okay, now in main we want to declare array of objects. So let's say write class type is person, let's say object name is p, and then this size of array is 10, because we know that in C++ we should have array size as constant. We cannot take a variable array size, so it will be like 10. So now we have an array of objects p which can have 10 objects. So we want just to input is name and age. We want variables, variable string for name and type integer for age. And now let's take one variable to specify the size of array, and then simply input the size, input number of objects, go to the next line and just input number of objects, size, and then inside the for loop, let's say for int I is equal to 0, I less than size, I plus plus, what we can do? We can call setData or getData. So just to call setData we will be needing name and age. So cout input name and age, and just C in name and age, C in name, C in age, and then we can call setData here, p of I dot setData. So it will be for all objects, how many objects you want. That should be less than 10, okay? And similarly, okay, I forgot a semicolon here. Similarly, we can write, okay, we should pass variables name comma age. Similarly, we can write another for loop for display. So it is simply whenever we create an array, whether it is an integer array, whether it is a decimal array, we always input array through for loop, and we always output display that array through another for loop. So it is like that. Only thing is that now we have array of objects. So it will be p of I dot getData. That's it. So we have a class name is person. This class has two variables, one of type string name, another of type integer age. Then setData and getData function just to input value and just to print that value. Then here what I did, I create an array of object. Maximum size is 10, because we know that whenever we write an array in C++, we should give constant size. And then here inside for loop, first for loop is just to set the values, another for loop is just to print the values. Now let's run it. So let's say my number of objects are 2, just to make it simple. So first is name is ABC, age is 12. Second name is XYZ, age is 13, and it will be printing all the name and age. So this is about how we can make static array of objects. Now we can make dynamic arrays also. So whenever we talk about dynamic variables, we write using new operator. So when we talk about new operator, we can use new operator. We can use new operator through pointers. So now let's say I make a pointer array of size 10. So what does it mean? It means now I have a pointers of array of pointers of size 10. It means now I can have maximum 10 different pointers. At this point you cannot write it like this. At this point you cannot write it like this because this is for one variable. Okay, so new will create only one variable and here we have 10 objects, so we cannot assign it like this. So inside for loop you could write, what you could write? You could write P of I is equal to new person. And because now P of I is a pointer, so we will use arrow for this P of I everywhere, because now P of I is a pointer. So this is how you can make it dynamic. Sorry, there should not be is equal to sign. And here you should enter size also. Let's run it. So let's say number of objects are 2. Let's say name, let's say age, let's say name, let's say age, and it will print everything. Similarly, you can delete these objects also. So just to show you how it works with delete operator, simply I write destructor for this class person because just I want to show you. And let's say cout person destructor. And how we will be deleting it? Using for loop. For int I is equal to 0, I less than size, I plus plus, delete P of I. Delete P of I. So let's run it. Let's say y, let's say 1, let's say u, and let's say 3. So see, however you create, pointers are 10 but active objects are only 2, and delete is deleting those objects. So this is how you can create an array of objects dynamically and statically. So I will be posting some more videos also with some important topics. So from this video you can learn how to create an array of objects statically or dynamically. Thank you. See you in the next video.